Matrimandir is a magnet. Like it or not, it attracts droves of people into Auroville. And for the thousands of people who come every day to see the ball temple or to see the gold golf ball or whatever they call it, if one person is touched enough to come and join Auroville for all the right reasons because of how the Matrimandir has touched the person, then I think it's sort of doing its job well. February 27th, 1998, I reached Pondicherry to start a 7-month course in ceramics. And I was staying at a person's house I did not know. He was a friend of a friend. And he told me at night that tomorrow morning we are waking up at 4 o'clock and we are going to a bonfire in Auroville. So I had no idea what Auroville was. And I was wondering why people want to get up at 4 in the morning to go to see some fire. I said, okay, fine. I mean, new adventure. So I woke up and I was ready at 4:30 and this guy was snoring in the other room and I was banging on his door and saying, Maurice, we have to leave. Finally, he woke up at about 5:36. So we reach Auroville. I'm in the middle of this forest. We reach the Matrimandir. I've never seen this before. I'm here. And we are sitting in this incredible space in the amphitheater with everybody very quiet. I saw the banyan and the Matrimandir and the amphitheater. On the 28th, Auroville's birthday, 1998. That was my first day in Auroville. So my first year as a newcomer, I was part-time working at Quiet as a masseur, and I was working at the Matrimandir doing odds and ends and doing duty there in the chamber. Well, I think I was, in a way, making sure that I did some duty there because that way I got to spend time there without having to decide whether I wanted to go there or not. I had to go there for duty, which was a nice thing. It was always very nice to break up your day with a few hours there. When I was teaching at transition school, I was doing arts and crafts with kids from 7 to 11 years old. At the time, the Matrimandir was still getting done, so there was always the crane on top. It was iconic, that crane. Everybody had, the kids who were there were born seeing that crane, and they always thought that the crane was part of the Matrimandir forever, Art for Land was just beginning in those days, and they had a project for all the children of Auroville and Auroville hinterland schools, local schools, to come up with a postcard competition. And I think the first 20 best postcards would be printed to get donations. And the 20 winners would be taken on a helicopter ride around Auroville. Every single kid who drew the Matrimandir in such beautiful settings that you could see how they were responding to this in their own way. And so many of them made it into an igloo, like an ice castle, still with the crane on top. Everybody responds to it and sees it in a different setting. For me, it's just a very special space to be if you want to disconnect yourself with all the madness that's going on around Auroville. It's a kind of space where everybody finds a reason to be. It's like going into a monastery or a church or a temple or a mosque anywhere in the world, and that feeling of quietude that comes in. Architecture can hit the soul, and Matrimandir does that, surely does that. I think it is the symbol of Auroville. I cannot think of anything else that we can have as an element that would be so important to project Auroville to the world. I want to see the Matrimandir as something that touches everybody in Auroville at a time when we are living through this civil war that's going on, that it should not be taking sides. It's a place which is common ground for everyone. It's a space that is neutral. I see it as a mediator and a facilitator for peace, of how to unite everybody, without saying anything, to be a sacred space where you can come and forget the baggage that you have from which camp you are in and start dialogue. But again, that will not happen because there are rules. And those rules need to be addressed and relaxed or modified just so that people like us feel more welcome in that space. And for me, that is very important. Until that feeling of welcomeness is there, unconditional, that is very important.